Now, I mentioned this just a moment ago when you put vitamin C in the blood, that you have SVCT2 transporters. It's a sodium vitamin C dependent transporter. You know how we like to abbreviate everything. And the SVCT2 and the GLUT transporters are also present, not just for the cell, but they're present for the mitochondria too. So you have the same uptake mechanisms bringing vitamin C into the mitochondria that you have bringing vitamin C into the cell itself. Okay. And logically, and this has been demonstrated, vitamin C administration has been documented to increase mitochondrial vitamin C concentration. So that's again what I was saying, where it's all connected, and we have the evidence that it's all connected, and it allows us to not always have a sophisticated understanding of what's going on, but a reasonably good, solid concept as to how to make it better. Okay. So, how do you optimize then the redox state of the cytoplasm? Okay. One of the biggies is calcium. Okay. The more calcium you get inside your cell, the unhealthier you get fast. Okay. This is why calcium channel blockers work as well as they do, and why calcium channel blockers decrease all-cause mortality. Think about that. You have probably the only prescription drug there is, calcium channel blockers, long-acting, because of the fact that they lessen calcium levels inside the cell. They make every cell in your body healthier. If they didn't make every cell in your body healthier, how could they reduce the chance of death from all diseases? Not just heart disease, not just cancer, not just this. If you have something that decreases your chance of dying from anything and everything, it means it's having a specific, profound effect on all of the cells of the body, and generally on something that all of the cells in the body share as pathology, which in this case is increased calcium. After doing all the research for my book, Death by Calcium, I can tell you with great conviction, there does not exist a pathology where there's not increased intracellular oxidative stress, and that oxidative stress is always earmarked, caused by, and associated with an increased intracellular calcium level. Okay? You may not have enough calcium in your bones, in your osteoporotic bones. That does not mean you have a body-wide calcium deficiency. Virtually nobody, except for people with parathyroid problems, have a true calcium deficiency. Okay? I think the evidence is absolutely clear-cut that taking any form of calcium on a regular basis is just going to lower your all-cause mortality for the reasons I talked about, increase your chances of cancer and heart disease, and promote calcium deposition throughout your body. I mean, why do we get calcium deposits? We got calcium deposits because we got too damn much calcium in our body. Okay? It's not, in that sense, it's not rocket science. Also, calcium inside the cell, as I said, is a primary regulator of oxidative stress. And the only way, we heard about earlier about magnesium. Magnesium is a very interesting and probably, and this is from Senior Vitamin C here, magnesium is probably your most important supplement. Okay? Why? Well, number one, you absolutely need magnesium for hundreds, if not thousands, of different enzymatic reactions. But it serves as a physiological calcium regulator. All right? You can't have high both. If you have a high calcium, your magnesium's low. If your magnesium gets up and you're able to get it up, you push the calcium down. Okay, so that's the secret to its longevity. And nothing can do magnesium's job for it. But I mean, obviously, I think everybody here should take tons of vitamin C. But for the sake of argument, if you were only going to take one supplement, it'd be magnesium, because other antioxidants can partially compensate for vitamin C. Nothing's going to compensate for the important things that are going on with magnesium. Now, and they've even studied specific toxins. They're all pro-oxidant, and when they're in some animal studies and cell studies, when they actually look, they can see that as the cell gets more toxic, as the toxin exerts its effect, in this case methylmercury, it again elevates intracellular calcium. So even though calcium is a key element, I mean, it's an essential nutrient. You die without calcium, but you only need a very limited amount. And above that limited amount, it turns from a nutrient into a toxin. Cell death secondary to toxicity is always associated with the highest of intracellular calcium levels. And when they get really high really quick, that's when you get frank necrosis or rupture of the cell. When they elevate more gradually, that's when you initiate programmed cell death or apoptosis.